Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, the one and only hosting Cruz, bringing you another exciting edition of boxing. Don't forget to hit and to like, subscribe to my channel. It's always greatly appreciated. Stay tuned. Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, hosting Cruz, and guys, I'm here to talk about one of the biggest heavyweight fights in the history of British boxing between Anthony Joshua versus Daniel Dubois for the IBF heavyweight title. Daniel Dubois entered as the IBF champion and walked out IBF champion, retaining his title by knockout in the 5th round, stopping Anthony Joshua in sensational, dominant, brutal fashion. In this fight coming in, Anthony Joshua was the favorite, the bigger name, the face, but he was the challenger. Now, Daniel Dubois was coming in with a pretty good, solid track record, ladies and gentlemen, even though he was not the favorite. You know, in the past, he was questioned about his heart in his 2 losses to Joe Joyce and Alexander Usyk, where he quit in those fights when they got tough. Now, Daniel Dubois, I've always saw the potential in him from the beginning. Solid, big, heavyweight, good power, good boxing skills, can box. And I saw the potential, but then after his 2 losses, I questioned it like everybody else. You know, his heart, is it there? Because he's going to need heart in order to beat these guys at the top of the heavyweight division, like an Anthony Joshua, an Usyk, of Tyson Fury. And after the Usyk fight, he made a huge turnaround in his career. A turnaround that I'm happy for him because he's showing the potential that I knew he had, and he's showing the heart that everyone questioned. That does he have it? And in his last 3 fights, he showed it. And he ain't beat no tomato cans. He ain't beat no cab drivers, Pizza Hut guy, whatever you want to call him. He beat 3 top 10 heavyweights by knockout in a row. Talk about turning around your career. He beat Jared Big Baby Miller by stoppage, guys. He beat Filip Hrgovic, who was known to have been labeled as a boogeyman and no one wanted to fight him type of heavyweight. He stopped him. Anthony Joshua, he stopped him. He stopped Anthony Joshua in the 5th round, a heavyweight that is better than Philip and Jared, who has accomplished more. Olympic gold medal, former heavyweight champion of the world, unified heavyweight champion of the world, has represented British boxing in a huge way by winning Olympic gold in 2012. So, power, good boxing fundamentals, the best physique in the heavyweight right now today. Daniel Dubois stopped him in dominant fashion. Now, it was not even really competitive. Daniel Dubois is now, after this performance, the new king and face of the heavyweight division, especially in British boxing. You still got Usyk out there, who's the man, who's the unified heavyweight champion of the world still, you know. So guess what? Usyk is going to have to defend eventually against Daniel Dubois for all the marbles. They fought before and Usyk won the fight, but Daniel Dubois did land a body shot that to me looked pretty clean. They may have said it below the belt line, it was a bit low. Usyk played it off well. It was right on the belt line. And it's going to hurt like a low blow because Daniel Dubois hits pretty hard. So a clean body shot, if you ain't ready for it and you get hit by Daniel, it's going to hurt. It is what it is. You know, Usyk was able to stop Dubois in 9 rounds. So, and then, you know, like I said, Daniel turned his career around by three KOs, beating 3 top 10 heavyweights. Not old fighters, guys in their primes. Jared Miller, Filip Hrgovic, and Anthony Joshua. No one was giving Daniel Dubois a chance against Joshua. Maybe a competitive fight. but not close to what we got. A dominant victory and stopping Joshua. Everyone felt that Joshua was going to come in and pick up an easy championship win, but no. And maybe you can say, and maybe I would have felt that way right after the Usyk fight. But no. Daniel Dubois is for real. He's legit. He's going to definitely be hard to beat now. Even more so. Because the confidence for Daniel is through the roof. And he feels unstoppable. As he should be. As he should be. I'm happy for Daniel, man, for turning his career around, after being questioned about his heart. You know, Daniel is not living up to his potential. He's not going to make it, and he's made it. He's now heavyweight champion of the world, and he's beaten 3 top 10 dangerous heavyweights. Stopped them, not decision them, stopped them. No disputes about it. It turned out to be one of the biggest heavyweight fights in British boxing and bringing an attendance record of 98,000 plus, the most in Wembley Stadium's history. And for Daniel to do that, like to perform the way he did and score the stoppage win the way he did, and against who, it's greatness. Daniel Dubois went from a fighter who had questions about his heart to not living up to his potential, he may not go anywhere in his career is not looking good, to an elite fighter and a potential Hall of Famer. Potential. Because his resume is pretty solid. He has one of the best resumes in the heavyweight division. So, a lot of people. So let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens now. Let's see how Daniel can continue his momentum. I'm sure he's gonna carry this momentum pretty solid. As for Anthony Joshua, making 35 in October, a lot of people are saying he should retire. Eddie Hearn wants to invoke a rematch clause for Anthony Joshua to fight Daniel Dubois. I think they should. I mean, the way how Daniel beat him down, there's no need, but I can see why in terms of business. You know, you got Joshua, still a big name, who has the boxing fundamentals, the Olympic pedigree, who can come in a rematch and make it some adjustments, box smart, box better, do not get into much exchanges, because Joshua's still the better boxer. He just never had a chin. That was his issue. That was Joshua's issue. No chin. But just like how he came in and turned it around in the Andy Reid rematch, he had the chance to do the same against Daniel Dubois. But Daniel Dubois, he's gonna be really hard to beat. Usyk beat him, and Joyce. But at this point, I think Joyce loses to Daniel. I don't know about Usyk, but I think Daniel had the chance to avenge his loss to Joe Joyce. But Joe Joyce is gonna have to earn it, because Daniel is a bigger name now, and he's the champion. So Joyce is gonna have to earn that rematch, unless Daniel really wants to avenge his loss and give Joyce the opportunity. Either way, man, let's see what happens. Let's see if we get a rematch, or unlikely, Joshua will retire. Joshua already said he's not going to retire, so. And that's that. Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Wilson Cruz. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, ladies and gentlemen. It is always a pleasure to talk to you guys about boxing. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.